Hi guys, today we see how I create this in Krita. Hi everyone, and welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for clicking on this, and maybe consider coming back sometime. Okay, now that we've got the pleasantries out of the way, it's time to give you what you probably came here for. Double exposure video! Okay, you can stop now. Thank you. Okay, now, here we have a stunning example of a picture created using this double exposure effect. And now we get to see how I make it. Alright, here we are on Krita. So first things first, you need to import the photos that you want to double exposure eyes. Pretty sure it's word. Okay, I'm using a fish as my main subject and beach for the background. But you can use pretty much anything you want.
If you'd like to follow along, a link to where I found these photos, and the stock photos of the site that I found them on are really good. You should totally check them out. Okay, but faces are also especially interesting to look at when doubly exposed.
The photos I used are super big, and I wanted to keep that kind of size, so I just decided to trim the image size to my main subject layer and be done with it, this is a thing you can do in Krita. Once you have your photos imported, I'm going to need you to hide your background photo, which is the beach in my case, because you won't need it until later. Next, you need to duplicate your main subject image and hide the original for that layer too. Just so you know, that does not mean delete your layers, we still need those. Let's make them invisible for now. Okay, so you should have the duplicate of your subject layer as the only thing being visible right now.
Now we get to start applying effects.
Okay, we're turning this layer into a mask to put over the whole picture, so first thing you need to do is adjust the saturation. In Krita, you can do this by going to the Adjust menu in the Filter tab and just selecting whichever desaturation preset gives you the most contrast between what you want to keep and what you don't in your layer. Then you need to separate them even more by moving on to the levels or threshold tools, whichever you want to do, and make it so that pretty much all of your subject is white and all of your background is black. You can afford a few dots in the wrong spots though. We can fix them in a little bit. Okay, once you've sufficiently adjusted the levels and mold your photo, you can get rid of those pesky spots that you probably have in your layer. What you need to do for that is to just take whichever brush tool you prefer. I like the airbrush or simple circle brushes for this. And then just paint white or black over the spots you don't want in the selection. Which means like white over black spots and black over white spots. But if you feel like you need it, don't feel bad, I did too. You can temporarily make your original subject layer visible on top of your duplicate and lower the opacity to help you see what you need to have white and what you need to be black. Once you've cleaned up your outline enough, you need to select the black section of your layer. And you can do this either by using the similar color select tool, or my preferred option, the contiguous, it looks like a magic wand. The similar color selector just seems a little less reliable to me. So once you have your black background selected, you might notice that some of it is a little off. Since we're going to need as much of the background and as little of the subject as possible, we go to the shrink selection tool, or feather selection tool, or smooth selection tools, whichever you feel like you need, which are in the selection tab, and just mess with the selection in increments of 5 pixels or so until it looks right.
Remember, it's better if you have too little of the background than too much of the subject at this point. So you don't have to break a sweat over making sure every little bit of the background is selected. If you don't have the selection right after a few minutes, you should probably switch the selection tool or go back and clean up the outline a little more if switching tools doesn't work. But the selection tool is pretty forgiving, so it shouldn't be that much of a problem.
Now that you've got your selection ready, just copy it and then paste your selected blackness into its own layer. Now that you've got your black mask as its own layer, you can make your original subject layer visible again. So that way, it should look like nothing's happened, but believe me, all that work is going to pay off. I promise.
Now, if you want to
Just make sure the photo layer you want to expose over your subject is between your subject and your mask, so that way it'll still be visible. But instead of applying that selection to your background photo and erasing outside it, which is what I was going to do in this video before I thought of this method, this method lets you move around your background photo without your having to do it all over again. Yay! Thank you. But it's not doubly exposed yet. However, the rest of this process is very, very easy. All you need to do is to get to the layer properties of your background photo, which is technically on top of your subject layer, so it's actually the foreground, but whatever, and change the composite mode to screen. Okay, I know it looks awesome now, but there are a few things that you can do to make it look even cooler. Okay, first, you can up the contrast of your subject layer a little bit to make the key details pop a little bit more. Another thing that you can do is also to turn the black background to a white background to make it blend a little better, and then it'll look even more amazing. But to do that, don't use the color selection tool because it's a little wonky. It'll get a little wonky at this point. So instead of that, just select the layer and then play around with the threshold until it's white. So that way it'll be a lot easier, a lot faster, and a lot less hassle. So just do that, and yeah. Okay, another thing that you can do is to blur the outline of your mask, so that. Really sorry about this, but the recording skipped on a lot of frames, making some of the optional features that you can add to this picture really hard to understand. So, just here's the basic gist of it. Blur out the subject outline, which will make it blend with the background a little bit more. That'll make it look. Personally, I think it'll look nicer. Also, you can duplicate your subject layer again, but don't worry, we're not doing the same thing we did last time we duplicated the subject layer. So, desaturate that layer. And that's all you need to do. Play with the presets and the opacity to make sure to make the bright colors of the subject layer more muted, but it'll make it look a little more awesome if you want. So in my case, since I used the fish, I wanted to reveal the eyes of the fish a little bit more. So what I did was I selected the beach layer and just erased around the eyes. So that way the eyes popped even more, and it looked a little more awesome. So there, boom. There, now you've officially doubly exposed your picture. Congratulations. Now, if you like this video, I strongly encourage you to put your own spin on this effect. Maybe point out some things that I could change to make the process simpler. Maybe even hit that pretty subscribe button. If the video stunk, slam down that dislike button and tell me what went wrong.
By the way, telling me what went wrong is especially important because it lets me know how I can fix it. So please, tell me what you didn't like about it.
But if you liked it, hit the like button and maybe comment down below some ideas that you think will be fun to watch me bring to fruition. And remember, I do have a t-shirt shop that you might want to check out. I recently made a few new shirts that I think are pretty cool and you might want to check out. Also, there are some others, so I'll link to a couple of my favorites in the description. Here's some images scrolling by that should be scrolling by. Remember to do that, editing me. Also, if you guys buy them and apply this promo code at the checkout, you'll get free shipping on your order anywhere in the US. But unfortunately, here's the catch though. This promo code is only going to be here until August 31st, so please go check it out as soon as you can. I'd really appreciate it. However, even if you don't, until next time, have fun and keep creating. There. Wasn't so bad.